Stop wasting money replanting your garden every single spring. Most viral gardening videos lie to you about easy fruits, but these 7 specific perennials actually produce for decades in US soils with almost zero maintenance after year 1. There is a quiet crisis happening in the modern grocery store aisle. The fruit we buy is picked green, gassed with ethylene to look ripe, and trucked across continents, losing its flavor and nutritional density along the way. At the same time, the cost of fresh, organic produce is climbing out of reach for many families, especially those looking toward retirement or a more self-sufficient lifestyle. The traditional response is to start a backyard garden, but most people fall into the trap of planting annual vegetables. They spend hundreds of dollars on seeds, starter plants, compost, and fertilizer every April, only to watch the frost wipe everything out by November. It is a grueling cycle of hard labor that resets to zero every single year. True self-reliance does not come from working yourself to exhaustion every spring. It comes from working with nature by establishing permanent, long-term food assets. By shifting your focus from annual crops to perennial fruits, you mimic the architecture of a natural forest. Once these plants develop a deep, mature root system, they become incredibly resilient against drought, erratic weather, and pests. You plant them once, water them faithfully during their first season, and then sit back and watch them pay dividends for 20, 30, or even 50 years. Think of it as a retirement account for your kitchen table. But if you try to plant the typical supermarket varieties, you are going to run into a wall of frustration. Most people buy blueberries or standard fruit trees, only to realize their soil chemistry is completely wrong or their winter temperatures kill the buds. Let us start with a plant that completely rewrites the rules of early summer berries. What many gardeners do not realize is that you do not need to fight your soil chemistry just to grow a dark, antioxidant-rich berry. Everyone loves blueberries, but they are notorious divas in the garden. If your soil pH is not sitting perfectly between 4.5 and 5.2, a blueberry bush will simply turn yellow and die, no matter how much you water it. Enter the honeyberry, also known across the northern hemisphere as the haskap. This plant looks like an elongated blueberry, tastes like a cross between a raspberry and a blackcurrant, and is practically bulletproof. The real secret to honeyberries is their sheer, unadulterated toughness. They do not care about acidic soil. They thrive in standard, everyday garden loam with a neutral pH of 6 to 7. Even better, they are native to cold northern climates and can survive winter temperatures down to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, which covers all the way up to USDA hardiness zone 2. If you live in a region where late spring frosts routinely kill off the blossoms of your peach or cherry trees, honeyberries are your solution. Their blossoms can open and withstand temperatures as low as 21 degrees Fahrenheit without dropping. To get a massive yield, the most important step is to plant at least 2 different varieties that bloom at the exact same time so they can cross-pollinate. Look for pairings like Tundra and Aurora or Borealis and Honeybee. Plant them in full sun if you are in the north, or afternoon shade if you are down in Zone 7. Within 3 years, each compact bush will yield up to 10 pounds of fruit every June, weeks before any other berry is ready to harvest. But as wonderful as early berries are, you also want a continuous supply of fruit that keeps giving throughout the late summer and deep into the autumn. This brings us to a classic backyard staple that is frequently misunderstood by beginners. If you search online for advice on growing raspberries, you will often find terrifying warnings about complicated pruning schedules, summer-bearing versus winter-bearing canes, and the long, painful wait for your first harvest. People assume they will have to wait 2 or 3 years to see a single berry. That is an outright myth when you select an ever-bearing raspberry variety, specifically the Heritage cultivar. Heritage raspberries completely change the timeline of a home orchard because they produce fruit on first-year canes, known botanically as primicanes. If you put a bare-root Heritage raspberry in the ground this March, that very same cane will shoot upward, develop lush green foliage, and present you with a heavy crop of deep red, sweet berries by August and September of the very same year. The maintenance is incredibly simple. Instead of trying to figure out which canes to save and which to cut, you can simply take a pair of lopping shears in the late winter, when the ground is frozen, and cut the entire patch down to the surface of the soil. Every single cane gets leveled. The next spring, A fresh army of green canes emerges from the roots, completely pest-free and ready to produce another massive autumn harvest. They thrive in zones 4 through 8, preferring a well-drained, sandy loam. Just give them a simple trellis to lean against, and they will expand into a beautiful, self-sustaining hedge that feeds your family every autumn. Now, while bushes are excellent for defining the borders of your property, maximizing a small backyard requires you to look upward. Utilizing vertical space is the ultimate secret for small-scale self-sufficiency, and this next plant may be the most overlooked vertical producer of all. When people think of kiwi fruit, they picture the fuzzy, brown, egg-sized fruits grown in tropical climates or commercial orchards in California. They assume that if they get a hard frost, a kiwi vine will turn to mush. But the agricultural truth is that you can grow thousands of kiwis in your backyard even if you live in Vermont or Minnesota. The plant you want is the hardy kiwi, specifically the Ananasnea variety. Hardy kiwis are completely hairless, grape-sized versions of the tropical fruit, and you can pop them directly into your mouth like candy, skin and all. They are intensely sweet, with a distinct hint of pineapple flavor. The Ananasnea variety is incredibly vigorous and can withstand winter drops down to -25 degrees Fahrenheit, handling Zone 4 winters with ease. However, there is a massive trap that amateur gardeners fall into, which causes their vines to remain completely barren year after year. Hardy kiwis are dioecious, meaning a single plant is either strictly male or strictly female. The internet often sells these vines without explaining that a female vine cannot produce a single fruit without a male vine nearby to pollinate her. You must plant one male hardy kiwi vine for every 4 or 5 female vines. Give them a highly robust wooden trellis or a strong chain-link fence. Because these vines grow fast and become heavy when loaded with clusters of fruit. Plant them in rich, well-drained soil, keep the roots mulched to retain moisture, and you will be harvesting hundreds of sweet, bite-sized kiwis from a single vine every October. If you have a bit more space, you might find yourself dreaming of a traditional fruit orchard. But traditional trees like apples, pears, and peaches are notoriously difficult to grow organically in the United States. They are plagued by codling moths, apple scab, plum curculio, and a host of fungal diseases that require a strict schedule of chemical sprays to keep the fruit from rotting on the branch. For a homeowner looking for clean, natural food, it can feel like a losing battle. But before we get to the standard options, there is a forgotten native heavyweight that completely bypasses the need for chemicals. This is the pawpaw, often affectionately called the Indiana banana or the American custard apple. The pawpaw is North America's largest native edible fruit, and it looks like a cross between a mango and a papaya. When you cut one open, the flesh has the exact texture of a thick, rich vanilla custard, with a flavor profile that perfectly blends banana, mango, and pineapple. Because the pawpaw evolved right here in the American wilderness over thousands of years, it has a natural, built-in resistance to local pests and diseases. The leaves and twigs contain natural compounds called acetogenins, which act as a powerful deterrent to deer, rabbits, and destructive insects. You will never need to spray a pawpaw tree with chemicals. What many gardeners don't realize about the pawpaw is its unique requirement during its infancy. In the wild, pawpaw seeds germinate on the forest floor, completely shaded by giant oak and hickory trees. If you plant a young, 1-year-old pawpaw tree in the blazing, intense summer sun, its leaves will sunburn, and the tree will likely perish. For the first 2 years of its life, you must provide it with artificial shade using a tree tube or a burlap screen. But once it reaches about 3 feet in height, it craves full sun and will shoot upward, eventually reaching 15 to 20 feet. Pawpaws need at least 2 different varieties for cross-pollination, such as sunflower and Pennsylvania golden, and they thrive in rich, deep, moist bottomland soils across zones 5 through 9. Within a few years, you will have a tropical oasis right in your backyard, dropping heavy, nutritious fruits every September without a drop of pesticides. Speaking of fruits that taste like a tropical getaway, let us address another common misconception that keeps gardeners from experiencing the joy of picking fresh fruit steps from their back door. For generations, people believed that figs were strictly reserved for the hot, humid climates of the Deep South or the Mediterranean. If you mentioned growing figs in Ohio, New York, or Illinois, older gardening books would tell you that you had to dig the entire tree up in November, wrap it in layers of tarp and straw, and bury it in a trench to keep it from dying. That massive amount of labor is no longer necessary, thanks to an incredibly resilient variety called the Chicago hardy fig. This specific cultivar has completely revolutionized northern fruit growing. The botanical secret of the Chicago hardy fig is its unique ability to die completely back to the wood line during a severe Zone 5 or Zone 6 winter, and then sprout entirely new growth from its subterranean root system early the following spring. Because it sets fruit on this new, current season wood, you still get a massive harvest of rich, purple, honey-sweet figs by late August, even if the winter temperatures drop to 10 degrees below zero. To give your Chicago hardy fig the ultimate advantage, plant it against a south-facing brick wall or foundation. This creates a warm microclimate, sheltering the plant from harsh northern winds and radiating heat back into the soil during the night. The only major maintenance required is to pile a thick, 12-inch mountain of wood chips or autumn leaves over the base of the plant in late November to protect the root crown. In the spring, uncover it, let the sunshine hit the soil, and watch it explode with growth. The fruit is exceptionally rich in calcium and fiber, providing a sweet, healthy treat that tastes like pure jam straight from the branch. Growing your own food is about more than just filling your plate. It is about reclaiming control over what goes into your body and securing your independence from volatile global supply chains. When you plant a perennial fruit garden, you are making a conscious choice to live healthier, save thousands of dollars over your lifetime, and experience the profound daily joy of watching life flourish under your care. If you are enjoying these practical, real-world insights into building a self-sufficient backyard, take a quick moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Sharing this information helps support traditional agricultural wisdom and keeps our community growing together. Now let us move to a fascinating hybrid that bridges the gap between legal restrictions and incredible flavor. Back in the early 20th century, the United States government actually banned the cultivation of blackcurrants and gooseberries. These plants were vectors for a fungal disease called white pine blister rust, which threatened the domestic timber industry. Although the federal ban was lifted decades ago, many states still restrict them, leaving a massive void in the American berry garden. But the most surprising part of this history is that plant breeders found a brilliant loophole. They successfully crossed the blackcurrant with the gooseberry, and the result is a magnificent, highly resistant perennial powerhouse called the jostaberry. The jostaberry completely inherited the best traits of both parents while shedding their weaknesses. It possesses the rich, complex, vitamin C-packed flavor of the blackcurrant, combined with the large size and juiciness of a gooseberry. Most importantly, it is completely resistant to white pine blister rust and mildew, making it perfectly legal and safe to grow across the United States. For the home gardener, the absolute greatest feature of the jostaberry bush is that it is completely thornless. If you have ever tried to harvest traditional gooseberries, you know it is a painful battle against razor-sharp needles that leave your hands scratched and bleeding. The jostaberry bush features smooth, beautiful stems that allow you to reach right into the center of the plant and harvest pounds of deep purple, almost black fruit without a single scratch. The bush is exceptionally vigorous, easily growing to 6 feet tall and wide in zones 3 through 8. It requires no special soil modifications, thriving in average, well-drained garden soil with full sun to partial shade. The berries are absolutely incredible for making homemade, low-sugar jams, pies, or eating fresh right off the branch in July. Finally, we arrive at our 7th plant, which solves the ultimate heartbreak of the home berry grower. Many people spend years trying to grow blueberries in regions with heavy clay or alkaline soils. They dump sulfur into the ground, buy expensive peat moss, and try everything to lower the pH, only to watch their plants remain stunted, yellow, and barren because the natural geology of their region resists the change. If you have clay soil with a high pH, stop fighting a losing battle against nature. The perfect substitute is a spectacular native U.S. tree known as the serviceberry, also frequently called the Juneberry or Saskatoon berry. The serviceberry produces a fruit that looks almost identical to premium blueberry, and when cooked or baked into a pie, it tastes exactly like a blueberry with a very subtle, delightful hint of almond flavor derived from its tiny, soft seeds. But unlike the fragile blueberry bush, the serviceberry tree is an absolute tank. It naturally tolerates heavy clay, rocky soil, and highly alkaline conditions up to a pH of 8, where a blueberry would perish instantly. Serviceberries grow as either a large multi-stemmed shrub or a small, elegant landscape tree, reaching anywhere from 10 to 15 feet in height. They are incredibly hardy, thriving effortlessly from the freezing winters of Zone 2 all the way down to the warmth of Zone 8. In the early spring, before the leaves even appear, the entire tree explodes into a cloud of beautiful white blossoms, making it a stunning ornamental feature for your front or backyard. By June, those blossoms transform into heavy, drooping clusters of deep blue fruits. The sheer volume of fruit a single mature serviceberry tree can produce is staggering. You can fill entire 5-gallon buckets in a matter of minutes, providing enough fruit to freeze, dehydrate, and preserve for the entire winter ahead. If you plant just 3 of these incredible perennials this coming weekend, you can completely stop buying overpriced, nutrient-depleted fruit at the grocery store by 2028. You will have built a permanent, self-sustaining food engine that works for you year after year, requiring nothing more than a little annual mulch and the joy of a relaxed harvest. It is time to step away from the endless cycle of annual replanting and invest your time, energy, and soil into assets that truly last a lifetime. Drop your USDA growing zone in the comments below, and I will personally tell you which of these 7 perennial fruits will grow best and produce the heaviest yields in your exact backyard. Let us get planting, embrace the wisdom of the earth, and build a more self-sufficient future together.